Since starting the new transporter build, one of the most popular questions I get is, will you be going for a roof rack or a pop top? Well, I'm here to tell you today, I've opted for a roof rack, and I'm so glad that I did. We are at TRUCKMAN ARB. I've somehow managed to partner with these guys and I am so excited. Plus, they've got a showroom, a place where we can go and just look around at cool stuff. We never get to do that as van builders. We don't get a shop. Golfers, they get a golf shop at every single golf course. I've just been in there, this place. Come and take a look. I won't be caged. All jokes aside, that swag is so comfortable. Proper cozy. I've never actually spent the night in one. Rich, bug out vehicles. If you've got something like that, I will go camping with you, mate, because that's cool. I'll take that. I can see through that little lens that that looked quite dissimilar, close enough, but dissimilar through the camera. But I can tell you now, this is that shiny wipe down material. Their desert tan kind of collection is a cracking match to the hearing aid. That man is taking photos of the van. I don't think he knows it's got a wet belt. So behind me here is a small selection of what is to offer for the base rack itself, which is what I've got on the van. I will dive a bit deeper into this a bit later in the video, but the reason I popped in today is because I wanted to see in the flesh what actually can be done for that base rack. And if I'm truthful, the options are pretty endless. So I tried to keep it a little bit fun while I was in there, and it was so embarrassing. You got 3 members of staff and 4 people waiting in the waiting area because they're having work done. You could, if you needed to or wanted to, come down to TRUCKMAN in Dudley, Birmingham, and get yourself booked in for things such as an ARB base rack. They have 6 bays. They are going to take me for a look in a second, but if you want a bit of advice on how to do it on your driveway, watch the following 5 minutes. Behind me we have 3 boxes. In box number 1 is the ARB base rack. That is a universal roof rack that is not necessarily vehicle specific. However, in box number 2, we have the fitting kit, which is vehicle specific. You combine those 2 together and you have yourself a custom roof rack, which you can build to any variation or application you choose by using such products like in box number 3. Box number 3 is a small taste of what you can truly do to a system such as the ARB base rack. Let's get it on the van. Just got the roof rack here on the trestles. Inside we are at APE headquarters. Of course, I'm reaching out to Andy for a bit of a hand because that's my go-to guy. What do you make of yours, boss?
I love it, absolutely love it.
The ARB base rack, this thing looks fantastic. This size, the 2125 by 1445, comes in a 1er. I know Andy has the base rack on that van and it comes in 2 sections. It's joinable. These things are absolutely fantastic. It's fully welded. The only thing that is bolted on are these corner caps here, and I will show you shortly. These are removable so that you can actually trace wires down the inside of the extrusion itself to give you that cleaner look when it comes to wiring and things like that. So it's fully welded. So you can't get any rusty rivets, you can't get any gaps, it's not gonna fill up with water, it's not gonna go rusty. And it's got this dovetail system on the edges, and once again, I will show you when it comes to accessory time. So the options are absolutely endless. They sell all kinds of different kind of clip-on things. Oh, honestly, I'm gonna get the fitting kit out now and I'm gonna show you guys. Don't be daunted by the amount of hardware you get in the pack, because once you can see the end goal, it's fairly simple. You get these brackets here that will get mounted into the existing bolt holes that are in the van. They do in my van anyway. I've got some plastic cover cap bolts that are in the gutter of the van. I'll remove them, put the rubber pad with some Sikaflex down, put them in, followed by the bracket in a certain orientation, very, very simple. And then that will allow us to mount the tracks that are on the roof rack to the van itself. They fit lovely, and I've got that nice comforting little bit of ooze out on the Sika, so you know that that's bedded down nicely. I'm not even gonna bother trying to clean that up, because you'll just make a dog's dinner of it and you're never ever going to see that bracket again. So I'll just leave that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in place. They get slotted into the underside of the rack itself, and then you put some coach bolts up through the bracket, you spin them, and when you tighten them up, they become as solid as a rock. Honestly, the hardware is just so well thought of. Once you see this in the flesh, you will, honestly, you'll be blown away. The quality is just fantastic. The cuts and the shapes and even the wind deflector, I'm buzzing, totally buzzing, can you tell? Are we tall enough to go over the foams?
Are you tall enough?
Shut your mouth. This is unglamorous as hell, as far as that footage is concerned. Right, lift.
Right, I'm at my stretch there, I can't.
Okay, that's right, we'll come side. Yeah, get the hop up on. I've got it.
I'll just go rung by rung and put it on that.
Yep. Yeah, that's not going to make good TV, that. So we just lifted the roof rack onto the van. Not going to win any awards for the footage, but I was more worried about the van itself. It can be lifted on. There's a winch in there. We could have used it, but we didn't feel the need to. Bringing you relatable content. You could do this on your driveway with a friend. Lifted it on. We've now secured the side track profile to the brackets. At the moment, the rack to the side profile hasn't been secured, so we can move that left to right. We're gonna square that up, make sure it's equidistant on each side and it looks correct, and then basically with a ratchet spanner reach under and tighten that up, and we're good to go. It looks pucker.
Oh no, 1 mil. It needs to go over
1 mil.
Well, it's about that way, 1 mil.
1 mil.
That's to be 30 mil. 31 mil.
It needs to go that way, 1 mil.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I can tell you at the £8. Ready? Is that
bang on?
Sweet. You then a few bolts into the side which secure the track to the brackets, a ratchet spanner underneath which will secure the rack to the tracks, and you are done. Short of a wind deflector. Should you get one? Yes, you should. They are vehicle specific, just like that fitting kit. The fit from the rack itself to the van is just gorgeous. There's like a 5 mil parameter around the whole thing. Definitely go for a wind deflector. I've just done a 3-hour drive. I didn't know that rack was on there. Over 40 to the gallon. So if it has made a difference, I don't imagine it's much. That wind deflector just makes sure that the wind pushes over your van and not under the rack and causes that horrible kind of whistling sound. But if fitting is not something that you're up for, get yourself booked in. I'm going to take a look now around the fitting bays and see what they have to offer. That goes for miles.
The TRUCKMAN ones are built up on this station.
Oh right. So do you get like 500 doors in?
Yeah.
And then, oh right.
Together.
Goodies.
Yeah.
So we're into the Truckman side now, and I know this isn't a truck channel, but loads of overlanders do watch the channel. So the little pods that go on the back of the trucks there, the Truckmans, the truck tops, colour coded. So it's a full workshop here. I love seeing stuff like this. I absolutely love it. Love seeing what happens when you put your order in and say, oh, I want one of them in this colour. What actually happens, because it's just non-comprehensible how big of an operation something like this is. I had a good look around. Obviously it's just a work area, 6 or 7 bays there. They were on their lunch and we timed that on purpose because otherwise you just got banging and clanging and people that don't want to be on camera and things like that. So that would usually be hustle and bustle. So if you want something like an ARB base rack, but you don't want to fit it on your driveway, or you haven't got a friend to give you a lift, get yourself booked in here in Birmingham, centre of the country. So should be pretty good proximity wise for pretty much anyone. Right, I'm going to spend some money now because I can't come to somewhere like this and go away empty handed. So they call this a toiletries bag. Well, it has got a little mirror in it, but why has that got to be a toiletries bag? That there, to me, looks absolutely ideal. Hang that from one of the hooks on my table. That's like a kitchen to go bag. Keep that inside, load that up with anything that I'd want to use for cooking outside, grab that, and away you go. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's even gone that little step further and has got the topo on the inside. And when that's in your van, in the drawer, all of the items that you got in it aren't going to necessarily clank together like they would if they were just sat in a drawer. I think I might want a couple of them. So the actual reason I came today was to get a good look at the base rack fittings, and I've totally gone sideways. So here is one on and in the flesh. This Dovetail system here allows you, with their clamps, to clamp anywhere where there is a dovetail, which is absolutely everywhere. So this, for example, is the awning bracket, and you clamp that down either side, and that gives you your awning bracket. And they've got other ones that you can basically place anywhere on the van, ones that will give you an eyelet. So if you wanted some tie down points for like a spare wheel or pretty much anything, gas bottles, you can mount to the roof rack itself. They've got longer ones, which I will probably make use of. They're called T-slot adapters for things like solar panels. Or I would want one of these, clamp that into the dovetail itself. You can choose, once again, wherever you want it to be. And I can use that to put my Starlink mount into. So there's no drilling of the rack itself. You basically modularly fit things to it. Buzzing. Really good bit of kit, really well made, totally chuffed. T7 UAO. Anything you can see behind me that is ARB related, 10% off. Use the code UAO10 at checkout. You are welcome. Sounds just like a golf. Purchases safely stowed away. They've even sent me away with an ARB goodie bag, which I can't wait to see what's inside there. A massive thank you to TRUCKMAN ARB for having me here today, letting me look around with a camera and truly embarrassing myself. But a massive thank you also for collaborating on the new transporter build. I was going to get that roof rack anyway. I'm not going to lie, it was always going to happen. I'm just so glad that they have opened the doors to me and to you. Use the code UAO10. That's what matters the most. Guys like this saying yes to collaborations allows me to give you guys a discount. So it's a win-win for everyone. If you would consider subscribing, it helps the channel. Look how far I've come. I've come from just fitting the stuff to a trailer 6 years ago. Look at this young lad.
Welcome back, guys. Friday afternoon, I'm off to Edale.
To now here actually working together. So once again, a massive thank you to TRUCKMAN ARB, and thank you to you guys for tuning in every single week. I do hope you are subscribed. It will help the channel and it is free. See you next Tuesday.